Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Yo Joe Outlet, your only source for G.I. Joe weapons and vehicle accessories. Don't have that incomplete Joe any longer. Connect with Yo Joe Outlet Center and complete that figure for an awesome price. Go check them out on eBay at Yo Joe Outlet Center and Facebook Yo Joe Outlet. What's up, guys? Jason up the New 80s Revolution down here in the G.I. Joe pit, if you will. Fans of the comic book will know exactly what the pit is. But we are here for another episode of Collecting is Half the Battle. We are 2 more figures into the 1984 line, which leaves us 1 actual figure to buy and 2 figures that I already have that just need a few accessories. So we're down really to 3 figures, and the 1984 line is done and over, and we're moving on to 1985. Before we do that, I would like to dedicate this episode to a very close friend of the channel, Mr. Joe Smith. Today, according to Facebook, is Mr. Smith's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Joe Smith. Joe Smith has definitely put his footprint in the New 80s Revolution's cave. Joe Smith has donated lots of goodies to the cause, lots of goodies to the channel, lots of goodies to the cave. And that is always ridiculously appreciated. So happy birthday, Joe Smith. Happy birthday to you, my friend, indeed. All right, so we've got 2 more to go. Now, one of these is just an outstanding display of generosity. Another close friend of the channel, Mr. Brian Short. I'm sure you've seen him in the comments. He's been with me for since the beginning, pretty close to the beginning. Back in the co-host days, even before then. Brian Short has been with us for a long time. And on the last episode of Collecting is Half the Battle, I talked about needing Zartan was one of my figures that I needed to complete. And to complete Zartan is a tough task. I mean, you can catch him on eBay complete, but this is like a $60 to $70 to $80 figure complete because there are so many little accessories. He's got knee pads. He's got a chest plate. Zartan has an entire vehicle that he comes with, like a sled. And you know, most importantly, he has an alternate face, right? You can slide this little face into Zartan's hood, and you know, he's the master of disguise, so he comes with a disguise. And my God, if you don't get that figure complete and you try to piece him out, it's hard to do. So as I mentioned that on the last episode, I get a Facebook message from Mr. Short, and he says, "I got you. I got a complete Zartan right here." And I said, "Hang on. You know, I always am, again, blown away, appreciative of donations to this channel. But like, Zartan's a $70 figure complete. So I was like, hang on, you know, that's too much. Let me pay you something. Let me do something." And no, you know, no, sir. You know, everybody always says it's the least I can do for all of the entertainment you provide. And I'm like, come on, guys. That is so kind and so generous. So he refused to take anything, and sent me Zartan. Let's see if this. I gotta get the. That's too bright, isn't it? No, we'll keep it. I got to get the lighting figured out down here. I think I want to get one of those, like, you know, I'm a real celebrity sort of lighting situations down here, you know, so I can have the appropriate lighting for you guys. I think that's my next investment, some lighting. Anyway, the package comes, and surprise, surprise, there's more than just Zartan in the pack. But I'm not going to tell you because it's a figure from 1985. So Brian Short sends me a complete Zartan, a $70 figure, in addition to a ridiculously generous second figure which is, I don't know, probably a $20, $25 figure complete. Just, I don't know, what did you just find it laying around? You decided to throw it in the package? So 2 figures from Brian Short. Ridiculously generous. Let's take a look. Here he is. The man himself, Zartan. One of my favorite characters, and has a very big presence in some of the earlier episodes of the cartoon. And even though it's upside down, you can see his face, his mask. He's got his backpack. He's got his weapon, and he's got, you can't really see them, but they're there. He's got his knee pads and his chest plate. Zartan, ladies and gentlemen, has joined. Zartan is the new 80s revolution. All right, so where does he go from here, boys and girls? You know where he goes. He goes up here, and we've already got a little name for him. We've got it already written in there. So there he is. Zartan has joined the ranks of the new 80s revolution, and a very quick pickup, an inexpensive eBay grab. We have knocked 1984's Cutter off the list. Cutter is now mine. Cutter came with no weapons. He was the whale, I think the killer whale hovercraft driver. In the cartoon, he's rocking the New England accent, and unfortunately, he has a Boston Red Sox cap on, which definitely sends him down the list of my, of figures that I can appreciate as a Yankees fan. So there he is. Mr. Cutter has joined. Here's a little bit of trivia. The file card for Cutter, his name is listed as Stone, last name first, of course, Stone Skip A, middle initial A. Stone Skip A. And what is that? That's Skip a Stone. Skip A Stone is Cutter. The hovercraft whale driver has joined the ranks of the New 80s Revolutions collection. So what are we going to do? This is always the funnest part for me. Whenever I got to show you something else real quick. Whenever I get something in the mail, or whenever I get something new to add, I have to wait to show them to you guys, because I really just like putting them on the shelf. So Cutter's on his stand, and we're going to walk him over here, and we're going to add him to the shelf. We got to straighten him out a little bit on his stand. Put him like so. Then we're going to grab a pen. Where's the pens? Hold, please. We got a pen. And we're going to do it old school. We're going to do it. This is how I do it. This is how I label these figures. And you can't really see right now, because of the, you can kind of see. Yeah, there we go. We're going to label Cutter's spot right here. There it is. Cutter has been added to the collection. There he is. So we do it real primitive like that, because that's exactly how I would have done it as a kid, right? Just labeled the shelf. The backdrop, your view right here is not as pretty as the rest of the room, but it's, I want you to see this happen. I want you to see this take shape. I want you to see, the procedure that I go through as we add these figures to the wall. That's why it's so fun for me, again, to get a figure in. I put it aside quickly because I want to be able to look at it with you guys and review it with you guys before I slap the old stand on his feet and put him on the shelf. What I didn't show you, Zartan, I did already have this complete. So basically you can't really tell what it is now. I'm not going to put it all together, but Zartan carries around a sled with all these little parts in it. But when you put the parts together, it forms like a little grasshopper style sled. And the cool part is, when he's on the move, you take the sled down, you put it in this box. There's a strap, and Zartan, carries it with him. So he basically carries his own transportation with him. And so that is complete. In fact, I just took it apart so that I could put it in the box, so that I could put it with the Zartan figure. And there it is. So Zartan is complete with sled. Again, thank you, and an indefinite amount, an infinite amount. Thank you, Brian Short, for that contribution to the channel. So that's it. 2 more to go. Who do we need? Well, we can cross Cutter off the list. Here's what we need, guys. We need Roadblocks machine gun. Okay. Which, spoiler, is on the way. Unfortunately, it's coming from Canada. I got no tracking, and I don't know when it's going to be here. So we need Roadblocks machine gun. We need Spirit. Spirit is also a figure that comes with a lot of accessories. But another spoiler, I'm currently winning an auction for Spirit, so we'll keep an eye on that. And I need Firefly's weapon and his, we're going to call it a cell phone. It's obviously not a cell phone. It might be a cell phone, I don't know. 1985 cell phones. The problem is the official cell phone accessory is stupidly expensive. There's replicas of it which are not stupidly expensive. So I'm in a little bit of a quandary in my mind, if you will, and I kind of know how I'm going to lean. To complete the Firefly, we're probably just going to get a replica. I mean, guys, it's a tiny, tiny little piece of plastic. I'm not going to spend $50, $60, $70 on this tiny little piece of plastic when I can get one just that's a different color for, $5. And I don't even think he holds it. I think it goes in his pack. So come on. So we're down to Firefly, Firefly's gun and cell phone. We are down to Spirit. I don't have any Spirit figure. We got to buy him outright. And we need Roadblock's weapon, which apparently is on the way from Canada. So we'll see when that gets here. And we're going to move on. I got a feeling we're going to move on quickly to 1985. And, just so you know, we're not starting 1985 from scratch. I have a little baggie already of 1985 figures. So we're going to jump right into it. The first episode of 1985, we're going to be looking at a bunch of figures. I already have some. I got baggies for 86. I got baggies for 87. I got baggies for 88. So I got, I'm getting figures all along. I'm just not showing them off. I'm not putting on the shelf. I'm not even adding a shelf yet for them until it's complete. So that's that. Collecting is half the battle. We're down to 3 figures left for 1984, and then we're on to 1985. And until then, we'll talk to you soon. Happy birthday, Joe Smith. Good night now.